ANS News Video. Welcome to the July edition of ANS News Video. Have a glance at these captivating stories and interesting initiatives from the Salesian world. RMG. Italy. The Jubilee of Youth took place in Rome from July 28th to August 3rd, 2025, uniting over 1 million young people from different parts of the world. This was also a memorable moment for the 5,000 plus young people of the Salesian youth movement who took part in it from 33 countries. The youth also participated in the special moments such as the Mass at St. Peter's Square on 29th evening, the city tour on 30th, and the moments of reconciliation on 31st at Circo Massimo. The highlight was the Sim Jubilee Festival, which was held on the evening of 30th July at Don Bosco, Cinecittà, in the presence of the Rector Major and the Mother General, and the presence of General Counselor for Youth Ministry, Father Rafael Bejarano. At Tor Vergata, Rome, the Jubilee of Youth culminated with the night vigil and the Holy Eucharist the next day in the presence of the Holy Father, Pope Leo. IUS Annual Board Meeting. On the 21st and 22nd of July, the 25th Annual Board Meeting of the Salesian Institutions of Higher Education, IUS, took place at the Salesian headquarters, Rome. There were 7 board members representing 21 countries, overseeing 97 institutions in the Salesian world. The 2-day meeting was aimed to plan for the next General Board meeting to revise a comprehensive 6-year plan to guide Salesian higher education globally. Planning meet of the members of the Youth Ministry sector. The Youth Ministry sector met for 5 days of intense dialogue, sharing, discernment, evaluation and planning from 21st to 25th July at the Salesian headquarters with the members of the sector from various parts of the world. This gathering signaled the beginning of a new phase of work with eyes set on the journey from 2025 to 2030. Central and Western Africa. DR Congo. 25 years of Salesian presence in Kingabwa. On Sunday, 6th July 2025, the Salesian House in Kingabwa celebrated 25 years of the Salesian presence, which also coincided with 45th anniversary of the parish of St. Achilles Kiwanuka. A solemn mass was presided over by Father Aurelian Mukangwa, Superior of the ACC Vice Province. As a token of gratitude, parishioners and social workers received diplomas of merit for their active participation in building the parish community. The day ended with various cultural activities and a festive lunch in the courtyard of the St. Francis de Sales College. Benin. First Congress of the Salesian Cooperators. From July 17th to July 20th, 2025, the Centro Magone in Tokpota, Porto Novo, hosted a landmark event in the history of the Our Lady of Peace Province of Africa Northwest, the first Congress of the Salesian cooperators. It was a historic moment held in a fraternal, prayerful and reflective atmosphere. Ethiopia. Legal Association of Past Pupils established. A long-cherished dream came to fruition as the past pupils and Friends of Don Bosco in Ethiopia formally established their legal association, marking a significant milestone in the journey of solidarity, service and commitment to Don Bosco's mission. For the past 3 years, past pupils from the communities of Mekelle, Adigrat and Adwa, now residing in Addis Ababa, have worked tirelessly to form a unified body with the aim of channelizing their experiences and values to give back to young people the legacy and mission of Don Bosco. Eastern and Southern Africa. South Sudan, Family Day celebration. On July 26th, the Don Bosco Mission in Maridi celebrated Family Day under the theme We Are a Family. The event brought together staff, lay collaborators from the fields of education, healthcare and evangelization. The gathering aimed to strengthen bonds, reflect on the mission and vision of the Don Bosco presence in South Sudan, and build a sense of shared identity. South Africa. Cape Town unites for Mandela Day. On Friday, 25th July 2025, the Salesian Institute Youth Projects SIYP marked Mandela Day 2025 with a resounding success, leading a community-wide campaign of compassion and action. Powered by the generosity of donors, volunteers, businesses and civic groups across Cape Town, the initiative brought tangible relief and hope to some of the city's most vulnerable communities. America South Cone. Brazil. 50th death anniversary of Father Rodolfo Lunkenbein and Simone Bororo. The Boy Bororo community in Meruri, Brazil, commemorated the 50th anniversary of the martyrdom of Father Rodolfo Lunkenbein and Simone Bororo, who were killed on July 15th in 1976. The celebration opened with a traditional rite of the Bororo people. Over 200 participants took part in this moment of faith, remembrance and intercultural dialogue. The Bishop of Barra do Garças, Bishop Paulo Renato Fernandes Gonçalves de Campos, took part in the event, and the Provincial of Campo Grande, Father Ricardo Carlos, presided over the celebration. Brazil. The national meeting of the Salesian Social Action (ENAS). The national meeting 2025 of the Salesian Social Action (ENAS) took place in Aparecida from June 30th to July 3rd, celebrating 10 years of social action activity within the Salesian Network Brazil (RSB). The event brought together the executive directors of the RSB as well as students and educators from Salesian works throughout the country. A key highlight was the panel discussion reflecting on RSB's 10-year journey. ENAS 2025 concluded with the sending off Eucharistic celebration, with the participants renewing their commitment to the Salesian mission. Brazil. Inauguration of the Don Bosco Social Service Project. On July 29th, the parish of Nossa Senhora do Guia in the Cochipo neighborhood of Quiaba, together with the Salesian Institute, Santo Antonio, officially inaugurated the Don Bosco Social Service Project. The initiative is designed to welcome and care for 200 children and adolescents between the ages of 6 and 17 from the nearby Cufema district. Argentina. Walking Side by Side Formation Program. From July 17th to the 20th, the Seferino Namuncura Oratory in Las Heras, Mendoza, hosted a new edition of the formation program, Walking Side by Side. 36 young adults from various Salesian houses of the northern Argentina province took part in this experience. This initiative offered a space for personal and a unified growth through Salesian-style animation. The program included workshops, moments of prayer and reflection, and community living, all marked by joyful encounters and meaningful sharing. Paraguay. Intersale 2025. Intersale 2025 was held at the facilities of the San Jose Salesian Institute in Concepcion from Thursday 10th July to Saturday 12th, involving students from several Salesian schools in the country. The event was held as part of the 125th anniversary of the Salesian presence in the city of Concepcion, making it a true celebration of sport, fraternity, and the Salesian spirit. During the days, young people competed in various sports such as handball, futsal, football, basketball, and volleyball. East Asia, Oceania. Indonesia. Formative encounter for Salesian borders. From June 29th to July 1st, the Salesian Youth Ministry in Indonesia hosted the Salesian Borders Encounter 2025 under the theme Anchored in Hope. The event welcomed 26 young representatives from 4 Salesian boarding houses nationwide, including participants from Sumba. The program included a historical pilgrimage to the tomb of Sukarno, Indonesia's founding father. The encounter concluded with a Eucharistic celebration led by the Provincial Superior, Father Vincentius Prastovo, SDB, who inspired the youth to boldly discern God's plan for their lives. Solomon Islands, Jubilee of Hope for grandparents and the elderly. The Salesian parish, Christ the King in Tetere, joyfully celebrated the Jubilee of Hope for grandparents and the elderly on July 20th and 21st, centered on the theme, Blessed are those who have not lost hope. The two-day celebration brought together over 100 elderly parishioners. Day 1 featured a reflection on Pope Francis's message, followed by a penitential liturgy. On the second day, a rosary was prayed at the grotto of the Blessed Virgin Mary, followed by a Jubilee Cross procession to the parish church, where the Holy Mass was celebrated. Vietnam, Salesian Educators Formation Program. On July 26th and 27th, 2025, the Salesians of Don Bosco in Vietnam hosted the annual formation program for educators and staff under the theme Igniting Hope. Bringing together Salesian educators nationwide, the program aimed to deepen their identity and renew their passion for the mission of serving the young. Sessions emphasized Don Bosco's preventive system rooted in religion, reason, and loving kindness as the foundation of Salesian schools. The program also included Holy Mass, cultural fellowship, and a meaningful excursion to Dalat, renewing the educators' zeal. South Asia, India, Jubilate Jesus, Volume 2 and 30 Years of Tej Prasarani. The Salesian province of Mumbai released Jubilate Jesus, Volume 2, a moment that witnessed with a vibrant celebration of faith, music and mission. The event took place at the Don Bosco School Auditorium in Matunga on the feast of St. Thomas the Apostle. The event also marked the 30th anniversary of Tej Prasarani, Don Bosco Center for Communications, a pioneering Catholic media ministry, the media hub of the province of Mumbai. India, Feast of St. Thomas the Apostle. The Salesian province of Chennai came together in joyful celebration on the feast of St. Thomas the Apostle, the patron saint of the province, at Don Bosco Beatitudes Vyasarpadi. The event consisted of a dual celebration, the province feast day and the Jubilee anniversaries of 14 Salesians, commemorating milestones in their ordination and religious profession. The day began with a solemn Holy Eucharist, gathering over 250 priests, members of the Salesian family, and lay collaborators. India, Mini Boscori and Scoutmaster Training Camp. Over 1,300 scouts and guides from Don Bosco institutions across the province gathered at Don Bosco School, Barpeta Road, for the Mini Boscori and Scoutmaster Training Camp organized by the Don Bosco District Association, Assam, in affiliation with the Bharat Scouts and Guides, Assam. The event was a preparatory initiative for the upcoming National Boscori in Chennai. India, Green Cause with Vanam Manam Drive. Don Bosco School CBSE Gunadala Vijayawada hosted the Vanam Manam program on July 14th, promoting environmental protection. The event, which saw the planting of saplings, brought together students, parents, teachers and staff. Parents, as guests of honor, joined their children in the hands-on activity, reinforcing shared responsibility. The initiative aims to instill ecological consciousness in young minds, a crucial step against global warming. Inter-America, Costa Rica, Salesian Youth Day 2025. In Zapote, Costa Rica, the St. Dominic Savio Salesian Center hosted the Salesian Youth Day 2025 with the theme, Our Hope Anchored in Christ. The event, organized by the Salesian cooperators and the National Council of the Salesian Youth Movement, brought together young people in a joyful and welcoming environment. The day included a mass, a tribute to longtime youth servant Ms. Virginia Chavez Zamora, and a variety of sports and art activities. Colombia, 10th Provincial Festival of Salesian Symphonic Bands. From July 24th to 27th, the 10th Provincial Festival of Salesian Symphonic Bands officially opened in Neiva, gathering over 500 young musicians from across the Salesian province of Colombia, Bogota. The event, which has become a major band festival in the country, was inaugurated by Provincial Father Ruben Dario Jaramillo, Youth Ministry Delegate Father Juan Freddy Hernandez, and the Rector Father Juan Agustin Celi. The festival provided young people with training in music, instrument mastery, stage performance, and Salesian spirituality. Peru, Achuar Youth Meeting. From July 10th to 13th, the community of Cunsa hosted the first ever gathering of Achuar Indigenous Youth, a pastoral initiative organized by the local parish. The event focused on strengthening the cultural identity, faith, and leadership of young people from the native communities of the Manchari River Basin. The initiative is a continuation of the legacy of the late Father Louis Bolla, servant of God, who died 12 years ago. Venezuela Salesian Oratories Holiday Program. The Salesian Youth Ministry in Venezuela launched its Salesian Oratories on Holiday initiative under the motto On Board with Christ, Pilgrims of Hope. The program aimed to provide children and young people with summer experiences filled with joy and Salesian spirituality, involving over 750 Salesian leaders. The 2-month summer activities, which include games, workshops, celebrations and prayer, promising to be a transformative experience for everyone involved. USA Summer of Leadership at Salesian Youth Center. Camp Salesian in Boyle Heights empowered its youth animators by entrusting them with significant leadership, supervision, and care responsibilities for the campers. The camp hosted 137 children supported by 71 animators and team leaders and 10 staff members. The camp provided the young people with a unique opportunity to grow and develop while ensuring a fun and safe environment for all participants. Dominican Republic Missionaries of Hope with Don Bosco. More than 350 Salesian Youth Ministry animators attended the National Camp Felices con Don Bosco 2025, held from July 25th to 27th in Pinar, Quimado. The camp, themed Missionaries of Hope, focused on spiritual and formative activities. The key highlights was a pilgrimage to the Jubilee Holy Door at the Church of the Sacred Heart of Jesus in Mocha, along with Eucharistic adoration. The event also featured fraternal sharing and recreational activities to strengthen Salesian identity. Ecuador, the recognition of the relics of Sister Maria Troncati. On July 19th, the Sacred Heart province of Ecuador held a solemn Eucharist to mark the closing of the canonical recognition process and conservation of the relics of Blessed Maria Troncati, 1883 to 1969. The celebration took place at the Mary Help of Christians parish of Sucua Canton in the context of the journey towards her canonization. Ecuador. Remains of the Venerable Father Carlo Crespi, laid to rest. The remains of the Venerable Father Carlo Crespi Croci, a Salesian priest, were exhumed, transferred, and underwent a canonical recognition and conservation process from July 9th to the 14th and July 20th to the 23rd in 2025. These rites were conducted at the Shrine of Mary Help of Christians in Cuenca, where his remains will be permanently laid to rest. The procedures were carried out in a spirit of prayer and ecclesial hope. Central and North Europe. Belarus, 24th Salesian Youth Pilgrimage. For the 24th consecutive year, young people from across Belarus embarked on a spiritual journey from Smaron to the National Sanctuary of Our Lady of Butslav. Guided by the Salesians, the 6-day journey was centered on the theme Anchored in Hope, Pilgrims with Young People. Participants engaged in daily mass, prayer and workshops, fostering spiritual growth and connecting with local communities. Poland, Boski Grani 2025 in Oświęcim. The Boski Grani 2025, Music in the Style of Don Bosco Music Festival kicked off its 7th season on July 4th. The free concert series, which takes place every summer Friday evening at St. Hyacinth Square, is organized by the Salesians and Salesian past pupils in Oświęcim of the Krakow province. The festival, which will run through July and August, is co-financed by the Salesian Society, the city of Oświęcim, and the Małopolska Voivodeship. Poland, the School for Salesian Leaders. The School for Salesian Leaders for the Wrocław province took place in Tarnowski Góry from June 28th to July 3rd. The program served as the epicenter for young people who wish to live Salesian spirituality even more, a workshop of passion, a forge of talents, and a spiritual reactor working at full speed. The program is divided into 4 levels, which caters to different areas of acquisition of skills. Greece, new presence in Syros. A new and promising chapter for the Salesian mission is set to begin in Greece. Father Jorge M. Crisafulli, the General Counselor for Missions, and Father Pavel Zhenishek from the Missions Sector visited the Salesian Missionary Confreres. Father Oscar Toscano, formerly from Albania, Father Rodil Jadonis from Philippines, and Father Marcin Wojciech from Poland, and these confreres are serving currently in this new mission land. Ukraine, Don Bosco Vocational Education Center. The Don Bosco Vocational Education Center in Lviv, Ukraine, offers a precious service and is the nation's only Catholic and private vocational training institution. The center successfully combines high-quality professional training with spiritual guidance and value-based education inspired by the charism of Saint John Bosco. Despite the ongoing war, the center continues to expand, offering a safe and supportive environment for its students. Mediterranean. Kosovo, Estati Ragazzi. The Estate Ragazzi summer program in Albania and Kosovo was indeed a colorful sea of pre-adolescents and teenagers who enlivened the courtyards of the Salesian houses, together with their leaders and the Salesians accompanying them. In these multi-religious areas with Christian minorities, in fact, the Salesian oratory served as a credible educational space that is open to all and fosters meaningful relationships. Ragusa, Italy, GREST 2025. Over 500 young people, animators and volunteers participated in the Your Light, Your Show, GREST 2025 summer camp organized by the Salesians of Ragusa. The 5-week program, which began on June 14th and ended on July 19th, offered 5 weeks filled with emotion, fun, joy, sports and creativity, and special events for families. The program focused on teamwork and the human and spiritual development of its participants. Portugal, National Salesian Youth Camp. The National Salesian Youth Movement Camp brought together over 200 children, teenagers and young adults from Salesian houses and Daughters of Mary Help of Christians schools across Portugal from July 14th to 18th. Under the theme Toward Greater Heights, the camp was a celebration of faith, friendship and joy. Participants, including catechism groups, scouts, and students from Salesian schools, engaged in group activities, nature walks, prayer, and vibrant animation. Italy, Jubilee Path at the Basilica of Mary Help of Christians. On Sunday, July 27th, Cardinal Ángel Fernández Artime, former Rector Major of the Salesians, officially inaugurated the Jubilee Path of Pilgrims of Hope, intended for the reception of the Jubilee Indulgence. The inauguration took place following the 9:30 a.m. Mass at the Basilica, which was designated as a Jubilee Church by Turin's Cardinal Archbishop Roberto Ripolle. That's all we have for you in this July edition of ANS News Video. And please do share with your friends, collaborators and beneficiaries. Thank you.